I'm Colleen Derrick, and I'm a financial advisor with Swagar's Insurance. Welcome to our December 4-course mini-series on our values and our plans. Merry and bright are words that remind me of the Christmas season. That doesn't mean they come free or easily or by themselves, though. Sometimes we have to work for these things. The month of December, I've been sharing with you the values that my father before me, and then as I've bought the business and taken over, continue to prioritize our values, which are contentment, peace, and love. When we have these things, gratefulness is just a byproduct that we benefit from. So those are going to be our 4 topics. Last week, I thanked you all for a good year, and I celebrated your successes where you were able to persevere or endure or overcome, and when you were able to celebrate if things were well and share and help others out of your good fortune. And I thank you for being amazing clients and having generous hearts, loving hearts, content hearts, courageous hearts. I'm proud to be part of your team. Contentment. We discussed how our clients in contentment had exceeded their targets, but rather than choosing to elevate their lifestyle, they choose to share their bounty. Then the second week, we spoke about peace and how precious it is. We touched on that peace comes when we dig up the courage to acknowledge and address fear, and how planning is such an important and integral part of that. And so is communication. This week, our topic, our value, our highlighted value is love. The how and the why. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not boastful or proud. It does not envy. It does not keep a record of wrong, but it forgives. It protects and trusts. It hopes, perseveres, and it delights in truth. That is what love is. That is what we see in our actions and in our choices when we have a heart full of love, when we choose to love, when we are surrounded by love. But again, love takes time. It cannot be rushed. And it flourishes best when there's time to let it soak in and breathe. It takes commitment. It does not come lightly. Love is not something that we can just have in and out of. It actually does. Mature, true love requires commitment. Many imposters say they're love, but again, we can go back and we can test them against this list of what love is to know if it truly is love, or maybe it's something else. I like to use my wheel of feelings with my kids so that we can really say, well, this is how I think I'm feeling. Let's dig back and see what's actually behind that. Courage. Love takes courage. The social media post this week touched on rejection, the fear of rejection and the damage of rejection. To be able to brave rejection for the possible win of love takes courage, and it takes sacrifice. It takes releasing things that we feel are important to us so that we can prioritize something that is more important to us. And love brings that out in us. Clients' love, here's our example, made some radical choices. They had raised their family and had plenty of time and money to prepare for a fairly lavish retirement. But instead, they chose to open their hearts and family and home to a couple of young children. Investing their time, energy, and money into lovingly raising their adopted kids radically changed their situation and future. We had a unique challenge of balancing this adventure while planning for their retirement and supporting their adult children and their grandchildren. While there have been many sacrifices, many conflicting priorities and tugs on their time and energy and resources, this family is still keeping their eyes on their priority of love. in savoring the journey of launching these two new ones into bright futures while launching themselves into a comfortable retirement. Sacrifice, yes. Compromise, yes. Possible, yes. Reframing and re-envisioning, yes. Worth it, yes. I challenge you to look at the past year and see all of the opportunities that you took to choose to love someone and how you made it work. And then take a look at this past year and see all the opportunities someone took to love you. And honor and recognize maybe the sacrifice it took for them. And how blessed you were by that. I challenge you to celebrate love this season as you reminisce and savor and soak in the goodness that you have given and experienced. And then prepare yourself to launch into 2022, ready to continue being brave, being wise, investing and committing to love those around you, whether they seem worth it or seem to deserve it or not. That's why we call it the gift of love. Merry Christmas.